What's up, guys? We're out here in Pell City, Alabama, and we're getting ready to do a property walkthrough of a house out here in the country. And it also looks like we got a trailer on the property. We've got another little building on the property, and we're going to talk to Mr. Joe Turney. And Joe, we did a video yesterday kind of talking about your story, but give us kind of the background on this property. Why did you decide to buy it, and how did you get it?
This one came from a wholesaler. We buy most of our properties from wholesalers now. And I think this one that might have been pitched to several other investors because I felt like most people I talked to had already heard about it. And so I wasn't the first choice for some reason. Wholesalers in St. Clair County, I should be your first choice. But yeah, the problem with this one was, I think maybe, I don't want to speculate, but I think maybe a family had lived here for generations with no garbage service. Right. And when I say generations, I mean at least two, grandmother, daughter, and granddaughter. And they just threw their garbage out here for 30 years. And so it was almost like a, what do you call it, landfill. I was just counting dumpsters. We're on our 14th dumpster here. Those are 30-yard dumpsters, and they're packed full, overflowing.
All right, so give me an idea here. You're sitting here talking about this was used as a landfill. Yeah,
everything you see that was dirt was almost waist deep in garbage. If it's dirt, it was almost waist deep. And it was so deep over on this right side that we uncovered a large above-ground swimming pool that was under the garbage that was not even visible.
So I mean, this is a county highway, right?
Or I guess county road.
We're right off a county road here.
Yeah.
And how does the county not see this? Or why do they not care?
That's a political question. I don't know. I don't know how they got away with it, but all I know is that's what we do. We clean up messes.
Gotcha.
As long as these people are still existing, we have a job, because they will destroy their next house too.
And give us an idea. What does 14 dumpsters cost in Pell City, Alabama?
I think we're paying a little over $500 each for them, so $7,000 in dumping.
$7,000 in dumping fees.
That's not counting the labor to fill them up,
Right.
So that was what was killing this deal. There was actually, when we cut all the overgrowth and brush away, there was actually another mobile home stuck down in here too. So we had to.
So did you know? That's what I was going to ask you. Did you know there was a mobile home on this property?
Yes. Yes, the family was living there. That's where the family lived in.
Oh, so no one lived in the house?
No. So the house had been abandoned. So yeah, it was a mess. We've been working on it for many months now. So we're just now getting to the end of it. Yeah. 4 months now almost.
Wow.
We had to get a new septic tank, new field line. We had to have permits from the county to get a new septic tank, so we had to do that. Took a while to get done, and just rebuild. We had to rebuild the whole house. It was rotten down to the core. Like almost every piece of wood, we had to redo it.
I usually do this at the end, but taking me through the numbers. But I mean, are you going to be profitable?
I think so. I think we'll be after all expenses are paid. I think we're going to be at around $160 on it, and we should be able to sell it for $250 or better.
Wow!
It's got 6 acres of land. So.
Oh wow! So are we going to do anything with the mobile home?
We're going to make it look a lot better and just leave it as maybe a storage building. We're just going to make it look nicer from the road. Mm-hmm. Clean the inside out and leave it on site. It's got septic and power and water, so
wow.
The next owners may want to do something with it.
Okay, but you're not going to renovate it.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you tell us about the house itself? You said this was vacant, or is so I imagine if it was vacant for all those years, it probably needed a lot of work.
Yeah. So the front porch was enclosed. Someone had kind of enclosed it, and it was not well done. So we opened the front porch back up. That was a big change. Took all the construction out of there. All the windows are new. We had to reframe those. The subfloors, floor joist, heating and air, plumbing, electric. We had to change the floor plan. It had the old 1940s floor plan where you have to walk through all the bedrooms you have to walk through one bedroom to get to another bedroom bedroom. And so we moved all of that around, moved the kitchen to the middle of the house.
Okay. So you're telling me the front porch here was closed in?
Yes, it was closed in, kind of like a sunroom they called it, but it wasn't air conditioned, and it had a lot of problems. So.
And so you're just right here, you're having to go through and just put
Yeah,
new
all
band, new floorboard joists.
it was all rotten. The whole house was rotten, so we were just rebuilding it basically.
Wow.
And we're getting ready. Sherwin-Williams has a product to paint siding, so we're going to try that. We haven't tried that before. We're going to try to paint this siding with a Sherwin-Williams flexible paint, they call it. So I've never used it before.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. I guess it looks like we can't go through the front door.
Yeah, let's go around to the back. I hate to fall through on camera.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, I'll link this up. I did a video with Joe many years ago where you remember you backed your truck.
I had so many people ask me about that truck. What happened with that truck? We fell back into a ditch.
You backed into a ditch on camera.
Yeah.
We'll try to link that up right now. You go click on that and go take a look. I'll try to timestamp it too in the description. That was funny. And I did speaking of that, I feel like I did a 2 or a 3-part series with you, right?
Yeah, we were actually, that's when I was actually buying burrs at the auction. So
that's right, we went to the auction together. Yeah, so we did an auction video. I went to the auction and watched Joe. I think you tried to buy one. I don't think you got it.
No.
On
and
camera.
That's kind of going away. It's been 5-6 years since I got an auction bid now, because the out-of-state investors are just killing. I mean, I don't know what you call the hedge fund people, I guess you call it.
Wow.
Yeah, so this one had to have a whole new floor plan.
Okay.
This was what we're standing on, was originally the back porch. This is concrete. So we just went all the way down to this was all dirt. The whole house just down to dirt, and we just started over again.
So what?
I don't know where to start with.
I guess what was what's original still?
There's the center wall is original because it was a load-bearing wall that we left in place. That's the only interior wall that's original.
Okay.
It's that one center wall.
This wall right here.
Yeah.
And then, but as far as like some of the side walls here.
Yeah. Anything you see that's tongue and groove board was original.
Gotcha. But there's a lot of replaced wood. What are you going to do over here? Are you going to put sheetrock up?
We're just going to drywall over this instead of trying to finish. We're just going to put new drywall. That's our next step, actually. We just finished electrical. Drywallers are coming next week, and we'll have it drywalled.
And so you're going to put that up, I guess, in the center wall as well, just throughout?
Yeah, we'll cover the whole house.
Yeah, wow.
This will be just an eat-at bar, kitchen top island, sink here, and appliances along the wall.
Wow. So, I mean, just on the surface, it seems as if building a house might be cheaper, but no.
I've never built, so I don't know. I have a builder's license, but I've never built from scratch. So
tell me
how much. It's simpler to me if you already have your foundation and roof and walls. It's simpler, but maybe it's not. I don't know financially. I don't know if it's financially better or not. I've never done it.
But you're gonna spend, aside from the dumping fees, but just on this house alone, what do you think you're gonna spend?
Probably $80,000.
Okay, that's nowhere near as bad as I thought.
70 or 80.
Might be. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a how many bed and how many bath?
3-bedroom, 2-bath. We've added a master bedroom here. We kind of encapsulated the back porch, and this wall was load bearing, so we ended up with a huge master closet over there. So
okay,
but it's still a nice bedroom.
So this right here is going to be the master closet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's as big as some bedrooms.
And then the master bath's right here.
Yeah.
So the master closet's bigger than the master bath.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Well, by a couple of feet, yeah. This is a common problem you have in older houses, is up here. You see these joists are, nothing's level in the old houses. You have to make them level. So this had to be stripped out so that we could have a level ceiling. And there's no simple way to fix that. You'd have to basically rebuild the house to make that flat. So we reframed it to line up.
And then the ceiling in here, you're going to go back. You're just going to do sheetrock everywhere.
Yeah, everything will be drywall.
Am I wrong for saying sheetrock? Because you keep saying
Sheetrock, I don't
drywall.
know. I base it on what I write on the check. I write the word drywall on the check. So that's
And so a new heating and air system.
yes,
I
all
see
new heating and
new
air.
ductwork.
Yep.
So I guess it's surprising to me, having spoken with, a lot of folks, doing these interviews that, for 80 grand, you're going to get all this done for 80 grand.
Well,
It seems like you're doing a lot with the HVAC.
I have now I am the home builder on the job, so there's no contractor fees and everything is directly to subs.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps us save some, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We hire our own subs. We have our own project manager. Everything's in house.
Now,
I don't know if that's a good cost or not. Really, I don't know. I've never compared. So.
do you? How long into being in real estate did you wait before you got the home builder's license?
At least 5 years or more. It was a while. I actually just kept getting frustrated with folks not doing a good job, and I couldn't find good help, so I just did it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Same reason I got a realtor's license. Right. I couldn't find good help, so I just did it myself.
No. So is that something you'd recommend to folks getting going? Or
if you're
maybe
going to be
beginning?
renovating for more than, if you're going to make a career out of it, I would, because you can do your own permitting. You can do, you're kind of in control of the job a lot more. I'd have contractors say they're waiting on a permit. I would go to the city and ask, and they haven't applied for it yet. So now that's off the table,
Mm-hmm.
I get the permit, I have material delivered, all the labor just needs to show up, and then just everything runs faster and smoother.
Yeah. Speaking of labor showing up, you've already mentioned you've been at this for many months. There's nobody here today, and this is maybe a slower paced flip than maybe what I've seen from other folks.
Yeah.
Is that
the electrician just finished yesterday.
Okay.
So
I'm not trying to imply.
Oh no, I do try to go slower because I don't like being stressed out. So okay. I don't mind going slower. I'm not in any rush. There's no reason to finish earlier. I mean, as long as we're done before home buying season ends, So, but the electrician just finished, and we're waiting on the sheetrock drywall folks to show up.
Gotcha. So, when are the materials getting here?
The day before they tell me they're coming.
Okay, gotcha.
They haven't told me when they can come yet. We're waiting on them to tell me.
Gotcha.
So we'll have that delivered in the day they get here.
Awesome.
And we just use Lowe's. I'm sure there's better places, but Lowe's does fine with us. We've never had trouble. So.
Yeah.
So it's nice being the biggest customer at Lowe's. They treat you better.
Tell me about St. Clair County, because I know you've been doing business in St. Clair County you live in St. Clair County, and you've been doing business out here for a long time. Tell us about St. Clair County and specifically Pell City. Is this a good market to flip in, to rent in? And
I think it is, but it's different because you run into a lot more neighbor issues because you're out in the country and there's no rules. So I can look at a house that has great numbers, but before I go look at it in person, I need to know who lives next door, because the only thing you can't fix in real estate are the neighbors. So, you're just more likely to run into problems where the neighbor has a pig farm and you can't do anything about it.
Or a dog that just won't stop barking.
Yeah. I went to one house, amazing numbers. I was like, well, this is going to be a great deal. And I got out of my car, and I guess it was a pit bull on a chain come running from the neighbor. He was on a chain, and the chain stopped about 2 feet from the driveway where I got out of the car. And he was up on two, just growling, barking, trying to teeth showing. I was like, well, I can't do anything with this house, because that neighbor is. So you just have to let those go, So my word of caution in the country is go look at it in person, on a weekend too, maybe. Mm-hmm. So, because when you get into a house with bad neighbors, you never sell it. You can never sell it. They're like, nobody wants to live there. Right. So that's the risk. Yeah. If you're dealing in HOA subdivisions down in Homewood or Hoover, you probably don't have that issue.
Right.
You don't have that concern really.
Right. Okay, and then I forgot to ask you about this while we were outside, but there's I guess a propane tank? Is that what that is?
Yep, there were a couple here that we found. I found that one. So
Are we using this?
no,
Okay.
it was just on site.
Okay.
The previous owner, I think, used it, but we're not gonna. We're all electric here.
So are you gonna dispose of that? Are you gonna leave it out there?
We'll probably leave it in case someone wants to put gas logs in the
Gotcha.
fireplace or something. It doesn't hurt anything to leave it.
Gotcha.
It gives people options. Some people like having a backup heat source.
Gotcha.
If the power goes out.
Gotcha. Okay, tell us what you're gonna do material wise. I haven't seen a lot of your flips lately. So what are we gonna do with flooring? What do you like to do in flips?
Our price range is a little lower than the average, I guess. So we're just going to do laminate flooring, LVP or laminate, one of those two, depending on what we have in stock and what's available for our price range. And then we'll probably do granite countertops here because there's an odd shape here. We got a corner, and it just seems to flow better with one piece granite. And granite, if you get the lower price granite, it doesn't cost significantly more than laminate countertops.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe $800 more.
Yeah.
But in the whole scheme of the job, it's not a lot.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And this is about you said 250 resale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, laminate floors, granite tops, and then just standard bathroom vanities from stock Lowe's supply. So nothing fancy.
Will you do anything? Will you add any touches? Is there anything that you specifically like as far as finishes or fixtures or things like that something that you like, or that maybe there's a particular touch that you put on a house, or
not really? I get on the online and look for what's popular trending and try to do one or two of those small things that people see on HGTV or something. I mean, if there's certain light fixtures that are popular, we'll try to buy at least one of those and put in. So it just seems to help when buyers walk in. They have seen that on TV before. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so take me back to the wholesaler, because you got this from a wholesaler. We can I guess we can step out.
Okay.
But take me back to the wholesaler. So you mind sharing with us how much you got it for?
Could. I'm trying to do it from memory though. So I think it was around 60 grand, maybe.
Okay.
60 or 70.
Okay.
That range.
So got it.
But again, it's been months ago, and I'm trying to do it from memory.
Okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. So you got it from a wholesaler, and I know you are a realtor. Do you are you going to list this yourself?
I probably will on this one. If a realtor brings it to us, then we always relist it with that realtor back. So, and that has helped us a lot because realtors have now started bringing us jobs. And now that people know that we actually will relist it with them, we're not just saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a brokerage, so we might as well list it in-house.
Right. So one of the big things I was thinking of when I first pulled up is, or when you first said 250, I imagine it's difficult to comp things out here.
Yeah. Especially with land, because houses with land are pretty rare. So it's just kind of I check every day, or I have alerts set up on my phone for anything sold in the county. And I just check the sold list every day to see what things are selling for. And sometimes you miss it, and sometimes you're low. And, you just do the best you can based on what other people are sold.
Right. Will you go get any kind of outside advice, or?
I have done that. I have hired appraisers to come give me an official appraisal for something that's hard to guess. But this one, we got a good range. We could even push it in the 270s, but then I may sit on it for a while. But even if we sold it for 220, we're still okay. So we got a big range that we can work with. So.
Gotcha. No, it's great.
Not too worried about it.
Tell me about this building right here. Is this, I don't know is this a shed?
It was a well house.
Okay.
And it was packed solid with garbage bags. It was so bad, the door had rotted, but the garbage bags were packed and pushed up. They were touching the ceiling inside. It was a solid brick of garbage bags. And that was half a dumpster or more just in that building.
And this isn't just a situation where you can just throw all this on the side of the road. And the county can fix it up.
You see, the county doesn't help much.
Right.
So yeah, all this was full. This took Bobcat and bulldozers to get the garbage out. I mean, the garbage piles got so high we had to hire a crane truck to come take the crane and pick it up, because it was just it would have took us weeks by hand to do it. And they took 3 semi-truck loads out the first day, and each one of those is like 2 dumpsters.
Semi-truck.
Yeah, the big 80-foot long, 80-foot long trucks with a claw on them.
It's amazing.
So this is our new septic tank is in, but it's has washed out, so we've got to redo the ground around it.
Okay, so take me through this, because I have actually, believe it or not, I have put a septic tank in a property in St. Clair County.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. So take me through this process.
It's really we had an existing system here, which is key, but it was a concrete block system, which is common for this age of house. If it were a rental, it would be no problem because it's functioning, it works. But if you need a written inspection sheet, then it's not going to pass because it's not up to code. So we had to go get a new permit, and luckily we were able to get a permit just to replace this portion of it. We didn't have to have a whole new system. We were able to reuse the existing field lines, and that saved us perk testing and things.
Oh, you didn't have to perk?
No, we just did tank replacement.
Gotcha.
And you're standing where the old tank was, so the old tank has to be filled in and
oh yeah. Were you saying that for any particular reason? I need to get off of it.
No, that was just there was an old tank and we had to deal with that. So normally you take the dirt from the new hole and put in the old tank.
Okay, so tell me about the electrical too, because you mentioned obviously it was vacant for quite some time, so it looks like we're running brand new.
And this is also something else we're waiting on. Alabama Power is coming tomorrow to drop this power line. We're waiting on that so we can put a new box out here.
What do you mean drop?
They have to disconnect the wire at the top so that the electrician can put a new box here. This has to be brought up to code, so we need a new box. This is going to tie into the new box and the new mast going up.
Gotcha. Wow. So how do you? So you haven't had power this whole time. So how do you get by with no power? Generators?
Most of our subs have battery-powered tools that last all day now. The DeWalt tools, they last all day. So, and then we have generators. I keep one on site, and we take it home at night. It's a smaller one, but it works. And so that's really it, just generators and battery-powered tools. And
then we've got a metal roof as well.
Yeah, that is one thing that's original. We were able to save the metal roof.
So do you do anything to it to preserve it?
We put new rubber boots on wherever they're needed, because they're normally, if there is a leak there, it's around the rubber parts. So we put rubber boots on. But otherwise, metal roofs are normally in good shape. Sometimes you have to redo the screws if they're rusted. These were actually in good shape. So.
Well, and you got brand new windows, and you've repaired some siding. And you're going to go back and paint the exterior, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's next week too.
So are you going to paint the brick also?
Yes. Brick will be white, and then the siding will be like a dark gray, maybe dark blue.
Okay, wow. Very nice. And then the 6 acres, which direction are we going with the acreage?
To the top of the hill, and then way around this road, around the corner. So
okay. And then I just noticed, what do we got going on out here?
That's some leftover stuff we haven't cleaned up yet. But we're probably just going to put a new door on the storage building and leave it on site. Because other than the door, it's not bad.
What is this, a chicken coop back there?
There were lots of farm animals here.
Gosh, this is a lot. So tell me
It's a little overwhelming, yeah. The more you dig into it, it's like, oh wow, this gets bigger and bigger.
Tell me who your ideal customer is. Like, who is the avatar of the person? What's the avatar of the person that's going to live here? Who's going to buy this house?
I always imagine a younger family that doesn't like HOAs. They may have 3 or 4 vehicles in their family and they can't park in a subdivision. They may have enclosed trailers for their job that are not allowed in their subdivision, boats, all that kind of stuff. People who have cars or vehicles or trailers and a bigger family, they need a place to park all that stuff. The house will be comparable to a subdivision house, but you have no neighbors, which is really nice.
Yeah.
you can kind of see it's a really nice big house. You know, from this angle you can see.
It is. What's the square footage on this now?
1350.
Seems even bigger than that.
Without the front porch. The front porch
Okay.
was 200 square feet we took away from it.
Gotcha. Well, Joe, I appreciate you inviting me out here to Pell City, Alabama.
Yeah.
Out
You
here.
should come back and see it when we finish.
We will do that.
That'd
Maybe
be
we'll
it.
come look at another project or two of yours.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated. Joe's got a lot going on. I remember, maybe we'll do this for another video, but you turned a church into apartments.
Yeah, that's the job that almost killed me, yeah.
So maybe we'll come back and do
Yeah.
that video
Yeah.
out there one day. Joe, thank you so much for having us out here.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.